أهلا وسهلا فيكم ببدوي كريبتو.
This is not a test. This is your emergency broadcast system.
بمؤتمر كوزموفيرس اللي صار مؤخرا بدبي عملت عدة مقابلات مع عدة مشاريع مهمة. أحد هالمشاريع هو مشروع مانترا. مشروع مانترا للي ما بيعرف هو لاير 1 للريل وورلد اسيت، أصول العالم الحقيقي، المجال اللي فيه عليه تركيز كتير كبير هالدورة. بفيديو اليوم رح فرجيكم المقابلة مترجمة وبعدها رح أعطيكم رأيي بالمشروع. قبل ما نبدأ اعملوا لايك سبسكرايب وخلينا نبلش.
Hello everyone. Today I have Jay, the co-founder of Mantara. We're going to be discussing the future of Mantara. What are we doing now? Jay, how are you today?
But I'm doing really great. Nice to be here.
Nice to meet you. Dubai is the center of the crypto world now.
No, center of the crypto world, center of the world for a lot of things right now.
100%.
Crypto happens to be just one of those things.
You know something? I'm born in Dubai, but I haven't been here in probably around 10 years properly. I've been here just short. I am so surprised. And I'm born, literally, it's crazy the amount of adoption across everything technology. So, wow, honestly.
I can imagine because like I came to Dubai maybe a couple of years ago, and then from 2-3 years ago to now, pre-pandemic, post-pandemic, Dubai seems like a different world.
100%, 100%. All right. For the community, tell us briefly what is Mantara?
Okay, so Mantara is an RWA chain that is looking to bring the next wave of assets onto a blockchain and essentially be an evolutionary step in finance and bridge traditional finance and DeFi and become that layer that brings us all together as an entity.
Can you provide us an overview? What's the difference between the current DeFi services that Mantara offers with the traditional DeFi services?
So the traditional DeFi services that we know and love on Ethereum and Solana, a lot of it operates on the principle of pure decentralization and privacy and anonymity. We take privacy really seriously, but we take security of assets even more seriously. And we want to ensure that all of the users that come on board are not going to be subject to a lot of the user issues and scams and lack of legal recourse when things go wrong. So that's why we are building a chain to be able to bridge that gap.
Okay. How does Mantara integrates the decentralized finance to its ecosystem?
So decentralized finance is just a new way of looking at finance. So it's an evolution of finance, and that's core to what we're doing. In that the way that things have been done in the off-chain world, we're just bringing them on-chain and providing a clear path as to how you can do that.
Beautiful. What distinguishes Mantara from other DeFi projects?
So other projects in general are specifically looking to solve issues on other kinds of blockchains and then look towards security and decentralization and privacy, right? With Mantara, what we're doing is providing a safe haven where you know who your counterparty is so that institutional capital will feel comfortable deploying, and users that are not currently in the crypto ecosystem because they're so afraid of coming on chain will also feel comfortable being able to interact.
100%. So basically now with the big push that we're seeing from BlackRock and the institution towards the real world asset, Mantara will provide them a safe haven to the world of crypto, because you know, world is full of cowboys. Mantara is being more aligned with the institution to bring that adoption.
I think I'd like to call it pragmatic DeFi.
That's the right way of doing it, actually. That's a good word. Why do you need a separate chain for Mantara? There's lots of chains now. Why do we need a separate chain for Mantara? What's the advantage and disadvantages?
So I think the advantages of having your own chain are that the philosophy that you're building with, you can have control of the entire tech stack, from sovereignty of a validator set and how blocks are propagated towards how things are built on top of it. A lot of the other chains out there are for specific use cases. Every chain has its own use case. So I love Ethereum, I love Solana. I'm not saying that one is better than the other, but Ethereum is where a lot of the money is sitting, but then it's a general purpose blockchain. They're not designed to bring regulated assets on chain. They're not designed to have trust from an institutional partner to be able to bring it on chain. So by building our own chain and database, let's just call it a database, right? By building our own database where people feel secure, trusting their assets, we're creating an environment to onboard more TVL, as well as bring on more users, because it's about the user experience and what they can access.
I agree. As you said, user experience and bringing more institutional investment. Do you have any partners, like big names or partnerships that we should know about?
Well, some of them are right here in Dubai, and that's why we've been spending a lot more time out here. So we've got a real estate property developer called MAG, who is committed to bringing about $500 million of assets and tokenizing it over a period of time. And given that real estate is just hot property in general in Dubai, and technology is so far adopted, people want to come and tokenize it. But the thing is that when you have real assets, they have to follow real world compliance. So to be able to do that on a general purpose blockchain, you're building the entire compliance stack. If you want to come and do that on Mantara chain, we've built the entire compliance stack. You just bring the expertise that you have and deploy.
The compliance side of things, is it built for specific countries, or is it, you have it for different geo zone? Because obviously the rules and regulation changes.
I mean, every country has its different rules. Depending on who you ask, there's about 190 something countries in the world. It is not possible to build for every single one of those nations. But if you look at the requirements that each of these nations have, it's a pretty exhaustive list that we can build towards. So think of it this way, any regulation from any jurisdiction that requires users to come on board, we have the entire suite available. It depends on where the DApp is based, what jurisdiction they want to operate in, what users they want to bring on chain, and that determines what kind of requirements that they have.
Do you have anything in the USA? Because obviously it's the biggest economical side of the world, economical market. Do you have anything working in the, because I know BlackRock is pushing big time the stock market, all the stuff in the America. Are you working anything there or not yet?
No, absolutely. Like my co-founder is American, so we definitely have an eye on everything that's going on over there. But at the same time, we also realize that regulatory clarity is not forthcoming just yet.
Not yet.
It's the largest capital market in the world. We're always keeping an eye out. We're working with partners that may be based out of there or have operations over there. So we do want to work with them, but at this point in time, there isn't enough clarity to tell you in what way we can bring them on chain.
Yeah, hopefully very soon, because during the election now, it's a major talking point now for both parties. I'm not talking politics, just both parties now want the crypto world to be on their class. So touch wood, it's coming soon.
I'm just glad that they're talking about crypto.
100%, 100%. What role does the native token, which is OM, play in the Mantara ecosystem, and how does the holder benefit from it?
Okay, yeah. So OM has been the token for the Mantara ecosystem ever since we started 4 years ago. It's helped become the baseline for our community to rally around. And now with the chain coming alive in the near future, we have...
So is that a promise? So very soon?
With each passing day, it absolutely becomes a stronger promise, man. It is happening. We said Omtober, and that's going to happen. So Omtober has been the rallying cry for our community, and Om now becomes a proof of stake security, network security token. And that is the primary thing that we have going on for our community, in that the more people come and stake their Om, you get to earn a yield from staking, and you also get to take a part in this RWA ecosystem that we're building out.
Beautiful. How does Mantara ensure security and decentralization of the platform?
Okay, so security in that we have a centralized validator set that is also propagating blocks, but at the same time, we have a curated validator set, meaning that we have picked and chosen people and validators that operate to some extent in the crypto world as natives, as well as have some kind of exposure in the real world. Because the idea is that we're trying to bridge two worlds. So we need to have our validators also bridging two worlds. And from the perspective of decentralization, I like to think of it as we have a large decentralized node base that allows for operations to continue no matter what happens in any one particular part of the world. But it also becomes important that we offer credible neutrality, meaning that we will not interfere with anything that the users have, and allow the dApps and the regulators to be able to interact with one another and wedge the ledger of record for all RWAs.
Beautiful. How does Mantara support cross-chain capabilities which blockchains are currently integrated with?
So I believe the future is multi-chain. Okay, so
I agree totally, to be honest.
Because every chain has its own philosophy, and you can't say one philosophy is better than the other. It's just different.
And for us to bring, my thoughts are, for us to bring mass adoption and bring people across, we need to make it easier and talking to each other.
Correct. So the way I think about it is that building on Cosmos has been super helpful, because IBC is a great product which solves the bridging issues that a lot of other chains have. And in general, it is Cosmos. Within Cosmos, you can interact with each other. And Cosmos also connects with EVM and Solana and all of these other things. So the idea is that we get to a point wherein the end user doesn't even realize what blockchain it's on. But the specific use case that you're using that crypto for goes and lives in that particular home. So from that perspective, Mantra is integrated with everything else. We think composability is a critical element of crypto. So that's why we want to have a safe haven to deploy capital, but also be composable with the rest of the crypto ecosystem.
That's the right way to do it. What's the main vision and mission of Mantra as a project?
Bringing finance on chain. And everyone looks at DeFi and TradFi as these two separate worlds. I think that we're moving towards an environment in the near future where it just becomes finance. So we're working towards that.
What do you think a realistic time frame would be in general for that adoption to happen?
So I can tell you that it's not like a one cycle thing. It's going to be
100%.
multi-cycles. Probably going to take till the end of this decade at least before people actually start paying attention. Because every time I think that, oh, we've spent a lot of time in this ecosystem, I look around and I ask people that don't know very much about crypto, and I still realize we're very early. So what we're going to do over this next few cycles is make the user experience as easy as possible, make it as easy as possible for institutions to feel comfortable and trust us with their capital. And we want other crypto projects and chains to come and build with us, because I think that it's a blue ocean out here. So there's no competition. It's us versus the off-chain world. And there was a point in time in your life that you were offline, then you went online, and then you never went offline again. So there's a point in time in the near future where the world goes on-chain and it'll never go off-chain again. So that's what we're building for. And it's a decade maybe.
It's a work in progress. It's going to take a while. Obviously, the BlackRock and the institution coming to the game have fast-tracked it, because we are working a lot faster now, but it's still a lot of work to be done.
Absolutely. And the harder the problem, the more fun it is when you solve it.
100%. Does Mantra project consider any support for the Arabic community?
Oh, we absolutely do support and want to support the Arabic community, and would love the support of the Arabic community as well. Because if you look at the testnet names that we had, we have one base in Hong Kong and we have another base in Dubai. So we had Hongbai, which was the first testnet, and Dukong, which is the second one. So given that Asia is such an important region, and Dubai and the Arabic community over here is also critical to us being able to bring mass adoption, it's important for us to bring everybody along. And sometimes it may not have happened because language could be a barrier. That's why, Bud, it's amazing that we have you over here to be that bridge.
Definitely. And that's the aim. That's why I'm doing all these interviews, to be a bridge between the world of the crypto with the Arab world. Like, I see a big gap, and not many people are crossing, not many projects are crossing that bridge. I want to be there. So I would love to have a chat with you offline, how we can develop that in the Arab world.
Absolutely. And just one thing I'd like to add to that, philosophy doesn't recognize language. So if anybody out there in the Arab community believes that pragmatic crypto is the way forward, let's figure out how we can bring them and make them part of the Mantra family.
100%. Final words for the community.
There's something important coming very soon. So all I'll say is, like, keep an eye on our socials, and October is real. So with each passing day of October, the possibility of mainnet gets closer and closer. So keep an eye out for that.
It was a pleasure.
Likewise, Bud.
Thank you, Jay.
Thanks so much.
And we'll talk soon.
Absolutely.
مثل ما حكينا مع المؤسس، مشروع مانترا هو شبكة بشكل خاص هدفها ترميز أصول العالم الحقيقية Real World Asset. هالشبكة لحتى تقدر تشتغل وتقدر تعمل ترميز لأصول العالم التقليدية، مثل الأسواق، مثل الأسواق التقليدية، الأسهم يعني عم نحكي، مثل العقارات، بدهم يطيعوا أنظمة الدول. لذلك هن كشبكة كتير بيعملوا compliance وبيشتغلوا مع الدول بشكل كتير كبير ليطيعوا النظام بمختلف أنحاء العالم. هيدا أمر إيجابي. هلأ من ناحية تانية، إذا بنطلع على العملة بشكل عام، كامل العملة حاليا أو أغلب العملة حاليا بالتداول، من 855 مليون من أصل 888 مليون حاليا بالتداول. بالنسبة إلي هذا أمر جيد. شغل بعض الامور الايجابيه انه هن على كوزموس ايكو سيستم، هن مبنيين على الكوزموس ايكو سيستم، يعني بيقدروا يعملوا انتر تشين اوبرابيلتي، عندهم نظام الاي بي سي انتر بلوك تشين كوميونيكيشن، بيقدروا يتكلموا مع بعضهم، ويعني اكثر من بيقدروا يشتغلوا على عده شبكات ضمن الكوزموس وخارج الكوزموس، مثل بي ام بي، مثل ايثيريوم وغيرهم. هذا امر كمان بيعطيها مور فاليديتي وبيقدروا يستخدموها. عم يعملوا شراكات عده، مثل هون عاملين شراكات مع ليبري هي بتفتح لهم المجال لحتى يقدروا يعملوا توكنايزيشن لبلاك روك ماني ماركت فند، وهذا كمان امر ايجابي. عم يشتغلوا على هالمجال بشكل كتير كبير. اطلقوا خلال مؤتمر كوزموفيرس الشبكه الرئيسيه تبعهم، كانوا الجميع بانتظار شبكتهم الرئيسية، تم إطلاقها خلال مؤتمر كوزموس. يلي متابعيني على التليجرام أو على يوتيوب عرفوا بهالموضوع مسبقا. الشغلة الثانية اللي شفناها مؤخرا عملوها من بضع أشهر، هي عملوا شراكة مع شركة ماج بالإمارات العربية المتحدة ليعملوا ترميز لسوق العقارات بقيمة 500 مليون دولار. كلها مؤشرات إيجابية بتقلي إنه الدورة هيدي رح تكون جيدة لمشروع مانترا. خلينا نطلع على السعر حاليا السعر شفنا قمة يعني بعد مؤتمر كوزموس تقريبا شفنا قمة للعملة بعد دولار 63 تقريبا. حاليا ارتدينا ورجعنا هلا مع صعود السوق عم نعمل حركة إيجابية. هلا بعد إطلاق الشبكة عادة بنشوف باي ذا رومر سيل ذا نيوز، بنشوف احتمال هبوط بالسعر. إذا وصل السعر تقريبا على الدولار، أنا برأيي هون بتبلش المناطق تكون إيجابية. حاليا بالنسبة إلي السعر شوي مرتفع، بالرغم إنه في احتمال يطلع أكتر، ولكن بنتظر مراكز أفضل للدخول شخصيا. منا نصيحة استثمارية، هذا رأيي الشخصي. اعملوا دراستكم الخاصة أكيد، وأنا بشوفكم قريبا فيديو جديد وماركت أبديت جديد.